Hey guys, it's Sheri Vegas, and in this tutorial today we're going to be making such a cool polymer clay slab, and it's going to be a 3D flower slab which you could make into like earrings, pendants, whatever you want it to do. So I'll be using these beautiful colours with the Sculpty and Fumo, or is it FOMO? range, and it's going to be super fun, so let's get started. So a few essentials that you're going to need to get started on this piece is I've got like a silicone baking mat. It's great so the polymer clay does not stick to my table or my surface. You can also use non-stick baking paper. I've got some cutting out tools for when I'm happy with my design. Just a few sculpting tools. A roller, I really recommend getting one of these that has like, it's not porous at all. It's great for rolling out your polymer clay. My silicone flower mold, so this is just off my Amazon store. So if you want to get this, you can just jump on. I'll add the link below. And then I've got Sculpty that I'm using today. I also do have a little bit of the Fimo that I'm going to be using, but I don't like this clay as much because it's just a bit harder, which can work for certain things, but I prefer it when it's a bit softer and easier to work with. And then I've also got some adhesive. If I need it, I might not need it. I'm just going to be seeing if I do. So my first step is I'm going to use my base color, which is going to be my white, and I'm just going to roll that out. Now I don't need a lot because I am just making earrings. Okay, so I've just rolled out my base, and now it's time to make my flowers. So I've just got my silicone mold here, which is going to save me so much time and effort because, as you can see, it's super detailed. I just got this off eBay and it was very, very cheap. It's meant to be for baking, but it will work really well for this. And I've got a few colors. So the yellow that I had was really, really bright, so I'm just going to mix that up with some of the white to create a nice pastel-y yellow. And the great thing about polymer clay is that they can all be mixed together. Now, I'm no polymer clay expert. I'm kind of just getting into the swing of things. I am finding it super fun, and I also do love wearing like my creations. And if you haven't watched my one before where I made the palm leaves, or not really palm leaves, there's a name for them, starts with M. I made those, and then I also used a resin like pendant. There's an ant. And made like little dangly sort of tropical inspired earrings using resin and polymer clay, so I will link that. And that is a much nicer yellow. So I'm not going to be using the yellow everywhere, but just on like sort of these ones where you can actually see the center, I would be adding a little bit of yellow in there. I'm not going to use all of these today, just a few of them. Which ones do I like best? I think I will add a really, really tiny little ball of yellow, just because I only want it to be in the center. I don't want it when I put the other color in for it to like push out. Okay, so now I'm going to use my pink, and this is called Ballerina, and I'm going to do probably like a ball about that size, and then I'm just going to push it in to my mold. I'm going to need a little bit more, making sure it's getting in every little nook so I can get those really pretty details. So this color is beige, and I'm going to do it in a different flower. I do really like the Sculpty clay over the Fimo. The only difference is if you heat this up too much, it does tend to stick to your hands. So the Fimo, you've got to really work hard to get it to have a bit of flexibility. And then once you've done all of them, all you have to do is just pop them out. So some of them have got the little yellow centers and some don't, because some of them didn't really need it. And then I'm just going to place them on. So I'm going to use some of my glue just to adhere it. because some of these might get like cut off into another one. I think I actually might bunch them that little bit closer. Just like that. Alright, so now I'm going to make leaves. I don't have a mold for the leaves, so I've just mixed a bit of my Polymer clay with some white Sculpey. You can mix them together and it's made it a lot easier to work with. So all I'm going to do is roll up little balls and then pick one end and roll it out and then squish it down flat, and then you've got a leaf as well. So there's different ways to do it, and we'll stick that one there just like that. And if you need to, you can add a bit of the glue into place. So now that I'm happy with my placement, I can literally make this into anything I want. I can make it into pendants, earrings, whatever. I just wanted to show you this design. I saw this pop up on Instagram, something really similar, and this is kind of how I interpreted it. I think I'm gonna make mine into like dangly petal earrings. But yeah, I'm happy with how it's looking so far. So then you can just stamp. So you can either do it where you place them far enough where you get one like flower in each one, or you can do it where you're gonna keep like one and cut through the other to get some really cool patterns where it's like that continuous pattern through your earrings. But I think it's turned out really pretty so far. You've got to make sure before you bake your polymer clay that you do cut out your pattern, because if you bake it in the one sheet like this and then decide later, you're not going to be able to cut it like this. So these are just cookie cutters that I bought off eBay. And then I'm just going to be really delicate and just pop this out. Just like that. And that's one of my earrings. Let's just do some more because we've got it, and that's just an extra one to have. But I think I prefer these two more, and then I've just got this leftovers, which the great thing about polymer clay is you can just keep like reusing pieces. So I can mix this all together and get like some sort of pastel hue coming through, or I can pull off these ones and then put them aside, and then as long as you put them in like a little Ziploc bag, they'll be good. Alright, so I've just got my baking tray, and I'm just going to put down a little bit of parchment paper. This is the non-stick, and then place my earrings on, and then I just also want to put a little hole to put my jump ring through before I bake it. You could add this in after and just drill a hole. So I've just gotten these out of the oven, so I'm gonna let them cool for a little bit, but they're looking really cool, and I think they're gonna be really pretty earrings. I'm not sure what I'm gonna do with the third one. I might make it into like a necklace, but I am really liking these two as an earring set. I think they'll look so lovely together, but there's so much you can do with just creating like your flower pattern, and I really love like their 3D textured effect, and using the molds just saves so much time, and they look so good and like quite professional, if I do say so myself. And that's the first time I've ever used like the silicone molds with polymer clay, and they were super helpful. Way easier than trying to sculpt everything by hand. Thank you guys so much for watching that tutorial. If you liked it, please give it a big thumbs up, as it really does help me out and helps my channel grow. And if you're new to my channel, please do subscribe, as I love to post lots of art, craft and DIY projects all the time. And I'm now doing 2 uploads a week. Let's see if I can keep that up. I'm gonna do it until June, and then I'm gonna reassess the situation. So if you are enjoying all of this extra content, please let me know in the box below. And if you have any ideas for videos, please let me know. I'm more than happy to test out new ideas or do something that you want me to elaborate more on. Thank you so much, guys.